Renegades introduces us to lightsabers in the Destiny universe, but also Jedi-like characters who've actually been here for a while. Evil guardians who have acolyte followers leading us into the new dungeon. Today we discuss the backstory behind these characters from what we know, an overview, and speculate where this may lead this December. So if you watched the reveal Vidoc or trailer for Renegades, you may have seen a couple of characters you didn't recognize. One of these characters in particular we believe is actually one we've known for a while in the lore. We've never seen the character design, which looks pretty cool, but let's talk about who this might be. You wouldn't realize it from playing the game at all, but Anor Mahal has been a major character in the lore since Forsaken. There were actually quests back in the day where you could side with her in the Vanguard or the Drifter. You had a choice as a character. But nowadays you'll just find her in tales and lore entries all over the place, tied to the hidden, Ikora, and new threats investigating them. That all looks like it's going to change come Renegades though. The Xbox store has a description of the dungeon which says this: join forces with Aunor Mahal in a new 3-player dungeon to hunt down the acolytes of Dredgen Bale, and face deadly defenses in an off-planet dungeon that will challenge even veteran fire teams. Complete the pursuit and forge your own Praxic blade, a powerful weapon infused by both light and dark. So this gives us some info to unpack. This is a description we didn't even see on Bungie's site, it just comes from the Xbox store. There's a new enemy called Dredgen Bale, who has followers your guardian will be going after. The dungeon itself is not on Mars or known planets. It might be on a space station or something else. If you watched my previous video, it might be the Nightfall station the Imperium Cabal are building. But this confirms that Anor will be a character we interact with. It could just be through dialogue we only hear a voice. But we did get glimpses at a new character fighting a Dredgen, which likely is Anor herself. Here are some of the clips slowed down and screenshots of the character. Previous lore from the Civilian Atrium South card, which came out in Season of the Drifter years ago, described Anor as: he turned to look and saw a woman, brown-skinned, crooked nose, with intelligent eyes and a hard stare. She wore a black duster and light armor underneath. A warlock. He didn't know her. Now that was years ago. This is the character design we see now, if this is Anor, which it likely is. We also can't really see the rest of her body like hair because she has this suit and armor on over top. But she does have this unique armor set and suit with logos all over the place, some of which may belong to the Praxic Order. An armor set said, "The most valiant among the Praxic warlocks are honored with the Cormorant seal," so perhaps that is what we see. Anor is a part of the Praxic Order. I want to make a whole lore video on their story and what they are all about. But in terms of Destiny and a Star Wars crossover, pretty much the Jedi Order. Anor is a warlock and member of the Hidden and Praxic Order. During battles against the darkness, her stance was firm. Anything involved with darkness, people, missions, powers, it is not the right path. And anyone who uses said power should be exiled or maybe even worse. This was very prominent around Forsaken when the Drifter arrived in the tower. Anor was adamant on finding all the dirt she could on him. How he was entwined with groups like the Shadows of Yore and banking motes of darkness in Gambit. She wanted him gone.
I know the Vanguard's watching me. Probably want you to snitch, am I right? Ah, if you're considering, I get it. Old Drifter likes to play both sides too. But think about it. You stand with them, you're a dead woman walking. Gambit's pissed off a whole lot of dangerous people. You stand with me, I got your back. Trust. So what'll it be? There you have it, Snitch. Not gonna hide what I've done, but I'm not bragging either. Just trying to stay alive the best way I know how. You go tell your heroes. Hope they got the dirt they were looking for. Just know that there's too much at stake. You ain't stopping me. Many have tried. They're, well, they're dead now.
She also had a hand in hunting rogue guardians. She would try to redeem them if possible, bring them back to the side of the light, I guess you could say, but sometimes that wasn't enough. She sometimes bumped heads with the Vanguard and did studies behind their backs, but they still are pretty close and provide intel to each other from time to time. She holds up that Praxic creed to the highest level, accountability for her and for others. From the lore, she's one of the city's fiercest protectors in the way that she believes in protecting the city to the fullest. And I think having her in a Jedi-like role is a great fit. I'm not sure if she'll be like a mentor to your guardian, an apprentice, or maybe she even has some of that attitude we've seen in the cards. But from the trailer, it's clear she is going after one of those evil guardians, a Dredgen, who we also see in the trailer and also have a name for.
If the hull is really a probability engine, like Anor thought, then your deposit should generate some useful gear.
There's also the possibility that this is not Anor at all and a new character. I only say it might be from that Xbox description and her ties to the Praxic Order in the past. The Wolfsbane exotic axe coming out next month in the exotic mission gives us a new lore card, where someone in the Order speaks to Ikora about their job and Maya's plans. But that's not your mission, it's mine, Ikora said. She was scanning a new holographic map of the Plague Lands. I was jealous. She even had the new aerial surveillance update. I slumped into one of her armchairs, made from genuine hide. I get it, us Praxics contain the spread of darkness and you handle everything else. But it's not that clear-cut anymore, is it? Guardians use darkness all the time now. Ikora hummed non-committally. She was deep in the tank, planning the Vanguard's next op. I redoubled my efforts, leaning forward in the chair. Look, if Maya's flooding the Plague Lands with Vex, it's not just for territory. She's not that crass. She's overplayed her hand on Kepler, and her echo isn't enough anymore. She needs more paracausal energy. And that should interest the Praxics. You sound like a hunter, Ikora smirked. Ready to charge in, light blazing, orders be damned. But that's not the warlock way. It is not, but maybe it should be, I muttered. Ikora ignored the jab. Don't worry about the Plague Lands. The Guardian will handle it. She powered down the map and gestured toward the door. My time was up. Besides, she said, I'm sure whatever detail the Praxics have you on is equally important. They've got me babysitting the Drifter. I rolled my eyes. She chuckled. Then you needn't worry. You'll be back under fire soon enough. So that's interesting. Is this Anor? Is it a new member of the Praxics? It's also kind of cool that in entries like treacherous contacts, which you also see in datapads, we see the Cormorant level encrypted message. So those messages too were from the Praxic Order, studying what's going on Mars with these new Cabal. In the Renegade Leader lore card, it says, Ikora's requested I stand down from my pursuit of the Drifter. After that back alley deal turned hostage situation in Midtown, and his weaponizing of Taken energy, I need to know his game. He's been feeding us intel and wants to meet. Fine. If the intel is as good as he claims, maybe I won't arrest him. Maybe. So not sure when this takes place in connection with the previous card I read. Either Anor still deals with the Drifter and the character we see in Renegades is her, or a new warlock is assigned to the job, babysitting the Drifter, and we work with her instead. Anor just shows up in the dungeon. So that description of the dungeon said we'll join forces with Anor to hunt down the acolytes of Dredgen Bale. The dungeon takes place after the campaign, after you gain enough notoriety and bounty hunt targets. So to me this sounds like maybe we'll deal with this Dredgen during the campaign, but afterwards his or her forces still linger in the dungeon, which would be super cool. Imagine if there was a dungeon where you fight a Guardian boss. Now knowing Bungie, it'll probably just be a cabal with some title like follower of Dredgen Bale, but I guess we'll see soon. But this gives us a name to the character we see, Dredgen Bale. We know that Dredgen Yor was a notorious evil guardian who wielded Thorn. After his death, other followers began to follow that same path. They would call themselves Shadows of Yor, and also Dredgens, taking up part of his name. These guardians were characters who embraced darkness, corruption, and weapons of sorrow. So we have an evil guardian with a motive, one who might be working with the Imperium. Maybe it's to create this super weapon for some big goal. But there could be sort of another thread to this. What if it's to get back at the Drifter too? Drifter ran with these Shadows of Yor, used the name Dredgen Hope. No lore mentions this Bale, but maybe Drifter knew them under a different name. The Imperium are going after the Drifter, so it is interesting. Did he wrong someone in the past? Now they have all this power and they're going after him. Was Dredgen Bale one of the teammates he left on that icy world to die, maybe somehow survived? But Anor's story fits perfectly with this, the Jedi warrior hunting down those on the dark side. Your guardian, the Mandalorian bounty hunter thrown in the mix. Hey, maybe even using the sniper you see right here. But anyway, Guardians, that's all we got for today's video. Let me know what you think about Dredgen Bale, and do you think this other character is Anor Mahal? Regardless, this new saga, it is refreshing to see some new characters, even if they've been in the lore for a while. So hopefully it's done right, hopefully this is a good story we'll see come December. But if you'd like to see some more Destiny news, lore, and mysteries just like this video, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.